this is kind of a interesting question to say to you now, but I didn't want to take it out, so I left it in. And the question is, how are you choosing to show up for your world now, like today?
I'm muscling through it, man. Just like that. That last rep. Talk about where you want to use a workout analogy. I'm muscling through it. I'm not going to sit here today and tell you that things are great because they're not. I mean, we scheduled this podcast months ago, and I was on my game way before this. And then you asked me, okay, so if you're not ready, and you did, you gave me the choice. If you're not ready, then we'll reschedule, but no, I feel like it's important. I feel like it's important for somebody that, I don't want to say like I'm respected, but somebody that people come to, for enlightenment or whatever. I'm human. I fell off. I feel like it's important for me to share it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure if that even answered the question, but
yeah. I mean, it's how are you deciding to show up for your world now?
So how I show up is I just wake up and I don't use meditate, working out, and just business as usual. Business as usual. Absolutely. Hi, Charlotte.
Absolutely.
Charlotte Potter says I'm awesome. Yes.
When do you usually do your meditation, by the way?
Well, they say that you're supposed to do it the second you wake up is the best time to meditate. And it's also the best time to meditate like in the morning hours, just a setup for your day. In a perfect world, that's when I do it. When I get up, I like to allow myself time. Does that always happen? No. Like today, I meditated when my roommate was actually in the shower. We work on a project. He was in the shower. I didn't meditate this morning. I got up a little late, so I did it then. But just like I said, consistency. The best meditation practice is the practice that is at the same time every day, consistently, and in the morning.
Do you work out?
Yes.
Daily?
Not daily. I work out. Well, since this incident, I've been working out less. I was working out 4 days a week with, with somebody. Yeah. I work out a lot.
I feel like you have like abs of steel.
That's genetics, really. I got to tell you, man. Because
really?
Even when I'm not in good shape, like I'll get it all in the ass. My ass will be like this, my face will be all, but I'll still have that six pack. Wow. I had a six pack when I was 9 months pregnant. I'm just kidding. I was blessed with great abs. I gotta say,
is that from your mom or from your dad?
It's genetic. My mother was the opposite. I have a big butt and no stomach. My mother had a big belly and a flat ass, and my dad was obese.
Oh no!
But just my whole life, I've never had to worry. Even when I gain weight, it just doesn't go to my stomach.
Wow!
It just goes elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. That's like the Brazilian body right there.
I know. Yeah.
There's a lot of that in Florida.
Listen, this is what the universe said. The universe said, okay, we're going to give her a whacked out mind. Let's give her some really kick-ass abs,
Well, at least you're good sides there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you have going on? I know it's one day at a time, but what do you have going on for the next 2 to 5 years? You got your podcast going.
Yeah. So the next 2 to 5 years, I hope to be healthy, have consistent sobriety, and help others. And meet a really hot man. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. With a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding. Right? How spiritual is that? I'm kidding. 5 years. Actually, I'm not the type. Like, I could never have a guy like that because I have to be the boss. And a guy like that would try and boss me around and be like, yo, bro, take your friggin' Lamborghini and stick it up your... But...
at least you know. That's good.
Yeah. That's so, good. 5 years from now, I would like to see... I would like to see everybody that's interested in recovery coming to sober exposure.
Yes. Yes.
My podcast.
So how often do you podcast?
We drop an episode once a week. We drop it on Mondays. So
Yeah,
you have all week.
let me put the link. What's the link? What's it? It's sober
It's
exposure.
soberexposure.show.
Soberexposure.show. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. And, it's like I said, we don't only talk about drug addiction. We also talk about everything else: food addiction, shopping addiction, sex addiction.
Music.
We do. We have, just because that's who I am, obviously, I'm going to resonate with, people that are into that. So we've had some great, fun musicians on the show.
Yeah.
And I really just, in 5 years from now, my goal is to be peaceful.
Absolutely. I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Sober,
great.
peaceful.
How old's your son, by the way?
He's 16.
Great age.
Oh, really?
Great.
It's another thing, like parents always say, just wait, you're going to get it all back tenfold when you have kids. And oh, have I. In a different way. He's different. He's not riding his bicycle to hotels to meet rock stars.
Yeah.
But he refuses to leave his computer room and stop gaming. So.
Yes. I have a 17-year-old. Very similar story.
Really?
Right, yeah.
Wow.
He loves to game, but he does work out like a fiend. So it's not just gaming. He's either gaming or he's at the gym. So
interesting.
Yeah, he's 6'2" and he looks like Tarzan. He's like,
I'd love to get him together with my son. My son's 6'1", and he's tried. We have a gym in our garage, and he's gone in there and he tries, and
no. They have to feel inspired.
He's a guitar player, my son. He plays guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty good at it too. Wait, are we covering his guitars? Yeah, they're not. They're not here. Sometimes they are. So yeah, I'm glad I came on here. I feel sort of, in a way, I feel like a hypocrite, kind of.
No.
But the show must go on. My life has to go on. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not going to sit here and be like, what is time? When we die, it's time. There's no time. There's no time.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are we sitting here all caught up in that? I'm sober today. I'm alive. I'm not in the hospital. I'm not in prison.
Yes.
My son is healthy. My animals are healthy. I have a roof over my head. I have food to eat. I got it all, baby.
Yes. And your lighting's lit.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's awesome. Well, any closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts. No, just thank you for having me on, and I'm glad that I decided to, come on and talk about this, because I think that relapse prevention needs to be talked about a lot more. Everybody wants to talk about getting sober, but nobody wants to talk about having to get sober again.
Yeah.
Even if it's again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
So I'm making my mission now all about relapse prevention.
Absolutely. Have you been on since this?
Yeah, we just dropped an episode. Where I invited somebody that I respect, who has had experience with relapse as well. He now has maybe 10 years. I don't know, but he's acquired 10 years back. And I invited him on and we talked about what happened. And that just dropped. The episode just dropped. Yeah, it's up. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, that's my main platform. I know you love Facebook.
Yeah. I'm all over.
Yeah, you are all over Facebook.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is soberexposure_podcast.
Sober. Let me see if I can find it. Sober exposure _ Oh, you popped right up.
Damn well better of. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so go ahead. If you like what you hear, give me a follow, comment. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything about the bowls or meditation or tuning forks or Reiki or anything like that, crystals. I just got back from Sedona, Arizona, which was the most magical place ever.
I
Um,
saw all those pictures. That's why I asked you about your abs.
oh, yeah. Yeah, and they were eating all vegetarian and so many carbs. I wasn't feeling like my abs were looking so good on that trip. But no, it was like
Oh,
really a magical trip. And this trip that I went on, I also want to plug this trip too because that yoga class that I went to, that Mindy Lang introduced me to, there's a woman named Joy, and she takes people on these, spiritual retreats. And this wasn't really a retreat. This was, I mean, it was so healing and life changing. And she's doing another one in March. So if anybody is interested in just doing an amazing healing getaway, you can also let me know and I'll hook you up with her because it was so life changing. I can't even tell you.
where does she do them at?
Well, in March she's going back to Sedona, but
Okay.
basically she's a yoga instructor, meditation teacher. She's like, her name is Joy, and that's what she is. She's Joy. That's all she is joy. And she gets a group of people and she knows the places that she takes us so well. Like in Sedona, it was almost like we'd go on a hike and she'd be like, okay, now in 10 feet, you're going to see a blue rock. Like, I mean, that's how much this woman knew about where she was taking us. So, when you just have it all mapped out like that,
Yeah.
it makes all the difference.
I
She
think
knew
it's
where to take us, where to eat, where to this or that. It was awesome.
my girl.
So
Jennifer with Sober Exposure. We're wrapping up today. If you want to check her out at Sober Exposure _podcast on her Instagram or soberexposure.show to see her actual podcast. Check it out. Well, this
thank
was
you.
fantastic. I'm so glad that you decided to come on with me and talk real.
Yeah, we're gonna return the favor too because I want to have you on too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Dane's also sober. So
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
that I know. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate that. And he's also wondering if you would be interested, or he wanted to invite you to our Zoom call tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, actually, 8 o'clock Eastern. If you wanted to join us, I'll shoot you the link in your.
I might have to be there from the parking lot of my son's guitar lesson, but that's okay because that's when we first met. I was in the parking lot of Hunter's guitar.
Yes,
remember?
Yes.
Yeah. He's got guitar tomorrow night, but I sit there in the parking lot, so why not?
That's awesome. Well, I'll shoot you the link so if you can make it.
Okay.
It's 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And I thank you so much for taking some time to share your story with me and hang out with me. And we would love to be on your podcast, either separate or together, however you want it.
We'll talk about.
Dane's got a really interesting story. Mine's way different than everyone's. Mine isn't quite as.
Yours is other things. Yours is more the relationship stuff and bad relationships. And I know.
Yeah, it's a lot different than what you guys.
So we could have you both on separately because they're two different shows.
Yeah, 100%. And
I think you can inspire a lot of women that just can't get out because I know so many women that can't get out.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really, really bad. But we're both here. We're both kicking, and we both have beautiful babies that we're living for right now. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close out. So thank you for joining us here on Her Version. If you have an amazing story to share of struggle to triumph, be sure to reach out to me here or at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I am so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. Do something awesome today. Much love.